Just sit closer. It's only study notes, he whispered, locking the door behind us while I laughed nervously. Relax, no one will know we're alone here, he added, as my heart started racing for a reason I couldn't explain. I said, this doesn't feel right, but he smiled like I was overthinking everything. Then he turned off the main light and said, trust me, I know what I'm doing. I froze when I heard footsteps outside and the door handle started moving. My name is Hannah Collins. I am 23 years old. I work as a college librarian assistant while also trying to finish my online degree at night. My life has always been quiet, almost too quiet. I am the kind of person who avoids conflict, even when something feels wrong inside my chest. I answer questions softly. I smile even when I feel unsure. I trusted people easily because I believed most people did not want to hurt anyone. That is how I met Ethan. He was in my study group, always confident, always talking like he knew everything would work out. At first, he helped me a lot with assignments. He explained things in a way that felt simple, easy, safe. Over time, I started relying on him more than I should have. Late-night study sessions became normal. He would say, "Don't struggle alone. I can help you." My family always told me I was too careful, too soft. They said, "Just trust people, Hannah. You think too much." So I did. I wasn't popular or bold, but I had something he didn't expect. I noticed things. Small changes in tone, small gaps in stories. But I ignored them because I did not want to believe anything bad.
Deep down, I wanted him to just be a good friend. If you have ever trusted someone who seemed helpful but later made you uncomfortable, subscribe. I know what it feels like when you ignore your instincts just to avoid awkwardness. Have you ever second-guessed your own judgment in silence? Tell me in the comments, and click hype if you believe your instincts are never wrong. Let's go into this story together. That night, Ethan messaged me late. He said the campus library room was empty and we could study without distraction. I hesitated, but I still went. The hallway lights flickered as I walked in, and the air felt colder than usual, like the building itself was empty in a strange way. He was already inside, sitting relaxed like he had been waiting. We started with notes. For a while, it felt normal. Then he slowly changed. He started moving closer each time I turned a page. He began correcting me more harshly, like I was doing everything wrong on purpose. Then he stood up and walked to the door. Click. He locked it. I remember smiling nervously. I said, "Why did you lock it?" He said, "Focus. We cannot get distracted." My stomach tightened. He leaned over my shoulder, too close, pointing at my notes, but his attention was not on the work anymore. I stepped back slightly. He noticed. "Don't be dramatic," he said quietly. "It is just us here." My voice shook. I said, "I think I should go." He blocked the space near the door casually, like it was nothing, like it was a security officer appeared near the glass window, shining a flashlight inside. Ethan instantly changed. His posture straightened, his voice softened. "Everything is fine," he said quickly. But I could not speak. My hands were shaking. The officer looked between us, then at the locked door. Something felt wrong to him. "We need to review what is happening here," he said firmly. Ethan did not respond. For the first time, he looked uncertain. The next morning, everything changed again. Ethan told everyone I misunderstood him. He said I panicked for no reason. He laughed about it in group chats, turning me into the problem. Slowly, people stopped sitting near me in class. My name came up in whispers. Even my professor said, "Try not to create unnecessary tension." But something inside me stopped breaking. It started watching. I replayed every message, every late-night study invitation, every small detail I ignored before. I realized there was always a pattern, always control hidden behind kindness. Then I remembered the security officer, the camera. What they did not know was I had already started saving everything. Every message, every timestamp, every conversation that did not match his version of events. I collected it all. For the first time, I was not reacting. I was building something. I told only one person, Dr. Morgan. She was calm in a way that made me feel safe again. She listened without interrupting, without doubting me even once. Truth only works when it is organized, she said. We will make yours impossible to ignore. She helped me request official campus records. She guided me through reporting procedures step by step. No pressure, just direction. Meanwhile, Ethan acted like nothing had changed, smiling in public, confident again, like he had already won. But I was no longer the same person who walked into that room. I started preparing everything for a formal review. The day of the hearing came. The room was cold, quiet, controlled. Ethan walked in first, smiling like this was a formality. I sat down across from him with my files. The panel began reviewing evidence, messages, logs, reports. Ethan leaned back. This is exactly. He was removed from all shared academic spaces and placed under disciplinary action. I walked out of that room feeling something I had not felt in a long time. Quiet strength. Not fear, not confusion. Just clarity. My life slowly returned to me after that. I finished my studies with support. I learned how to sit in rooms without shrinking myself. Dr. Morgan stayed in my life as a mentor, reminding me that truth is not loud, but it is steady. I used to think silence meant I was weak. Now I know something different. Silence means I was listening, waiting, until I was ready. If you have ever ignored your instincts because someone seemed trustworthy, you know how dangerous that feels. If you have ever been dismissed when you knew something was wrong, share your story in the comments. Subscribe if you believe your voice deserves to be heard and respected. Click hype to help this story reach others who need it. If this story resonated with you,